Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to see the 9 characteristics of living things. So, the first characteristic of a living thing is feeding. So, there are two types of feeding: self-nutrition and other nutrition, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs means self-nutrition, while heterotrophs means other nutrition. So feeding is the process by which organisms get nutrition, and the two types of nutrition are autotrophs and heterotrophs that we discussed. So the next characteristic of living things is respiration. The process by which energy is released from the breaking down of food in the cells is called respiration, while the exchange of gases is called breathing. The difference between respiration and breathing is that respiration takes place in every cell in the body, while breathing takes place in some organs like lungs and windpipe. Different organisms breathe differently. Like plants, they breathe through small tiny pores on the underside of their leaves. Then, like grasshoppers, they have small tiny holes in their tracheas called spiracles. Then we breathe through our noses. That from the nose, the wind goes through the windpipe to the lungs. Then earthworms breathe through their moist skin, and they live in the moist places. The next characteristic of living thing is respond to stimuli. Different living organisms respond to stimuli in different ways. Like, have you ever seen the Mimosa pudica plant or the touch me not plant? You might have seen that when you touch the plant, it folds its leaves. This is because the water balance is lost in the leaves. The next characteristic of living organism is movement and locomotion. Movement and locomotion are different from each other. For example, when you stand here and wave your hand to your friend, that is movement. So, when you move a body part without changing your location, it is called movement. While your friend is walking opposite to you, you're standing here while your friend is keeping on moving. So, he is moving from this point to this point. So, he has done locomotion. he has done locomotion. So, when you move a body part and also change your location, that is, in this case, he moves from point A to point B. He has changed his position or location from point A to point B. So, you can say that he has done locomotion. But do plants locomote? No, plants do not locomote, but they show movement. They show rapid movement in the spreading of their seeds. So, for example, take the sandbox tree. It shows rapid movement in spreading of seeds. So that is movement. When a fish swims from here, point Y to point Z, it is said to be locomotion. While if you wave your hand to a friend who is moving away from you, you're doing movement. And the friend is doing locomotion. So then the next characteristic of living things is reproduction. So the ability of an organism to create another organism of one's own kind is called reproduction, and it is one of the most important characteristics of living things. See, without reproduction, you'll see no species can survive. Say you're a species, you cannot reproduce. You can do other characteristics of living things, but you can't reproduce alone. So, you have a birth, then after some time, after your lifespan, you eventually die. You're the first species of that organism, and you're also the last species of that organism, because you can't reproduce. If you can't reproduce, there'll be no species same like you, and your species, you were the first one and you were the last one. First and last. So you see how important reproduction is for us. So if you can't reproduce, you will be the first or the last, or you may be the first and the last. So reproduction is one of the most important characteristics of living things. If you can't reproduce your species, you may be the last species of your, you may be the last creature of your species. So it's so important to us. So the next characteristics of living organisms is excretion. What's excretion? The process of removing the toxic substances from your body is called excretion. Excretion can be solid waste, liquid waste, or even gaseous waste. Let me give an example for excretion in humans. We excrete urine and also feces. Feces is the solid waste from our body, and urine is the liquid waste in our body. And also, we um, exhale carbon dioxide. So, it is a form of gaseous waste. Now, if you see plants can excrete gaseous wastes and also solid waste in form of latex, resins, and gums. Rubber is also one kind of that excretions that we use. Then comes growth and development. We grow each day, we grow each hour, we grow each second and also minutes. So we always grow. Old people, do they grow? No, they don't grow. Then, development. This growth and development makes us better suited to the environment around us and make us more like more lively to the environment. We can get more used to the environment as well. So, what are all the examples for growth? What are all the examples for things that grow? Living things only grow. But what about the Himalayas? They are said to be growing every year. Are they living things? Do they breathe? No, they don't. Do they eat something, or do they do do they need something like food for living? No. Then they don't respire. Then they don't have any stimuli for them. They don't respond to any stimuli. So that is why they are non-living. So then the last characteristic is definite lifespan. So living things have a definite lifespan. They are born at some time and they die at some time. So they have a lifespan. Let's say this. So they are born in this time and they die at this time. So between the birth and the death, this is called the lifespan. So living things, obviously they can't have an indefinite lifespan. They can't keep living. They have a definite lifespan. So they are born at some time and they die at some time. So in dogs, this can be in dogs, it can be for 15 years. And then in trees, it can be hundreds years. Then mayflies. Then mayflies live for up to 5 minutes to 1 or 2 weeks. Let's take it as 2 weeks. So mayflies live from 5 minutes to 2 weeks. They are said to be the smallest lifespan animals. So they have the smallest lifespan of any animal organism. So definite lifespan. Every living organism has a definite lifespan. Like say let's take a rock. A rock has an indefinite lifespan. It can stay on Earth for hundreds and millions of years. So you can understand by this that living things have a definite lifespan while non-living things have an indefinite lifespan. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please like and share. Subscribe for more videos.